Alright, this lesson 10-8 spheres, we're going to talk about formulas for the surface area and volume of a sphere. We kind of need to define a few things first. Um, this right here obviously is the radius of the sphere. This would be the center. Okay, and this arrow right here is actually pointing to this circle right here that's in the middle, and that's actually called the great circle, because it divides the sphere into hemispheres, or two halves. All right, and the great circle is a cross section of a sphere that has the same radius as the center of the sphere. So that would be just a regular area formula, pi r squared. Now when we get to surface area, that's the outside, this outer shell of the sphere, and that's a formula is 4 pi r squared. Volume is going to be 4/3 pi r cubed. And then a hemisphere, that is going to be this part up here, or this half of the sphere going this way. All right. That formula, if you want the volume of a hemisphere, that's going to be 2/3 pi r cubed. All right, so let's kind of jump right into this and go ahead and solve one of these problems. Find the exact surface area of a sphere with a radius of 4 centimeters. When it says exact, that means do not round. It means I want an exact answer. So surface area is just 4 pi r squared. I know my radius is 4, so that's just going to be 4 times the radius squared pi. I just moved the pi symbol to the end. 4 times 16 is 64. So that is going to give me 64 pi centimeters squared. Again, it says exact, so I do not want to round that. I'm going to leave the pi in the answer. Alright, this next one, same thing. Sphere has a diameter of 12 centimeters. We want to find the surface area and the volume this time. So the diameter is 12. That means my radius is half of that, which is 6. So the surface area is going to equal to 4 pi times my radius squared. Let's see. That's going to be 36 times 4, which is 144 pi centimeters squared. It does not say to round, so we're going to give this an exact answer. Now for volume, that's going to be 4/3 pi times my radius cubed. Alright, so putting that in the calculator. Let's see, 6 cubed is going to come out. This would be actually 288 pi. Cubic centimeters. Alright, sphere has a volume of 4,000 pi over 3 cubic units. Find the surface area. So my volume is 4/3 pi r squared, or cubed. And I'm going to have to substitute in this 4,000 pi. Okay, now in order to solve this, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this denominator. So that means I have to multiply everything by 3. So that becomes 4,000 pi is equal to 4 pi r cubed. Then I can actually take both of these and divide by 4 pi. That factors away, pi's cancel. That gives me 1,000 is equal to r cubed. So I want to take the cubed root of 1,000. And let's show you real quick how to do that on the calculator. Alright, once I find it, here it is. We want to go in and we want to hit, on your calculator, you want to hit the math button. And then this fourth one down, that's going to be the cubed root of 1,000, which comes out to be 10. So R is equal to 10. And I took the cubed root because of my exponent was to the third power. So now I know my radius is 10 units, whatever that is. And now we can plug that into the surface area formula. So I got 4 pi times 10 squared, which is going to be 400 pi units squared. Okay. Number 4, I'm going to leave that one up to you. Same idea, except instead of using the volume formula first, I'm going to use the surface area formula first, and then use that to find the radius, and then plug that in for the volume. So I'll leave that one up to you. All right, number 5 is another one that's kind of similar like 3 and 4, except this time they give us the great circle, and then the circumference is 36 pi. So again, I know the circumference, I can substitute that in and solve to find the radius. So I divide both sides by 2 pi. I get r is equal to 36 divided by 2, which is 18. And then once I know that, it's just substitution. I have 4 times pi times 18 squared. And then volume is going to be 4/3 pi times 18 cubed. And let me put both of those in the calculator real quick to see what we get. This one comes out to 1,296 pi units cubed. And let's do the other one. 4/3 of 18 cubed comes out to be 7,706 pi units. Oops, this one should be squared. This one will be units cubed. All right. Now, number 6. So find the surface area and volume of the figure. Well, we need to go ahead and find the surface area of the cylinder and the hemisphere. All right, now for the cylinder, remember that I don't want this top circle right here because this hemisphere would actually be kind of carved in or cut into that cylinder. So there'll be a hole right here. So let's see, surface area of a cylinder is normally 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. But I don't want this top circle up here. So instead of having 2 pi r squared, I'm just going to use pi r squared because there's only one base. And then from this, I know that the radius is 3. My height is 5. I'm just going to put the pi at the end. Plus, let's see, that's going to be 3 squared pi. So 2 times 3 is 6. This is going to be 30 pi plus 9 pi, which comes out to be 39 pi. And then I need to find the surface area of half of a cylinder. Half a sphere, excuse me. So I want to use 2 pi times radius squared, which is going to come out to be 18 pi. So for my surface area, that's going to be 39 pi plus 18 pi, which is 57 pi units squared. Now for the volume side of it, I want to find the volume of the cylinder, which is going to be V is equal to pi r squared h. My radius is 9, so that's 9 times 5 pi, which is 45 pi. My hemisphere is going to be 2/3 3 squared, or cubed, actually, pi, which comes out to be 18 pi. Now, since this is sitting inside, the hemisphere is sitting inside the cylinder, I'm going to need to actually subtract these two. So 45 minus 18 ends up giving me 27 pi units Q. Right? Because this hemisphere would kind of push out whatever volume is inside the cylinder.